Wake up. Stop thinking that you are not smart. It's a trick. Don't let anybody make you feel unintelligent, be it parents, bullies, or teachers. It is always a trick. Do you really think everyone in your class is comprehending? They are memorizing and just blindly following directions, and that's even worse than thinking you are dumb. Eventually, as they grow, they'll end up believing their own lies just to discover that they know nothing. All human beings are magnificently intelligent, but only due to authentic education. Vast architecture and maps of things that we are uniquely interested in, things that call to us, and we in return can magnificently weave. Authentic education is enabling education. It is not scoring a fish, but learning how to fish. And if all days in your school seem the same, and you are rarely rising, then that means your teachers are pretending to teach and your school is completely fake. Motive is just money and staying in business. No more. That is all it takes to become the man that sold the world. This is a story as old as the world itself. Pretend and fake it until you make it. A lot behind knights and their legends targeted not doing precisely just that. Ancient philosophers, the real ones, were all about authenticity. And indeed, we can call the core of a person as the content of their character. A person pretending to learn has no content of character yet. And people pretending to learn are not only sacrificing knowledge, but get intimately close to lying and delusion, which is a force of self-destruction. In a stupid dog-eat-dog world, teachers almost would have an excuse. They are given worthless materials and told to teach or not get paid. But letting teachers off the hook would translate to school not being for learning, but instead becoming a place of money-making. So we can't excuse the teachers. We can't give them school. School is meant to save the world. It is meant to honor you as a student, as the younger generation, as the hope and dream of the future. We can't just give schools to adults, to fake teachers, to fake education and false leaders. School belongs to you. That means if someone makes you feel dumb, they aren't teaching and they don't belong in school at all. And grades are not for motivation. Just thinking that should be grounds for dismissal. You feeling stressed out before class or even compelled to memorize means that you are in a fake school. A meat processing plant that turns hopeful young people into small little albeit reliable, paychecks. The scam works for two very clear and simple reasons. You just don't know what it's like to learn for real, and may be actively discouraged from doing so, as that messes with state testing. And two, teachers keep showing up and they keep getting paid, whether they teach, whether they pretend to teach, whether they care, don't care, lie, cheat, steal, or tolerate those who do. It is that simple. You sit quietly, and they get paid. Obey, obey, obey. Pay, pay, pay. Each fake lesson is a theft of your real knowledge. That is what fake or ineffective education does. It disables profound and authentic education, cutting you off from your future. That's right. It's not the GPA that you have to keep up high, even in a fake school. No, 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 no. It's the not learning for real that cuts you off from the future that you deserve. Instead of working on AI, you will be working for AI. Instead of traveling the world and writing your books, you will be stuck behind a cash register trying to figure out how come you can't see your very own future. Because you were misled, miseducated, tricked into not reading books because they seemed difficult, tricked into thinking that you are not as intelligent as all the world's most intelligent people. They didn't give you real knowledge, and real knowledge is a ladder that you climb. Without it, you're stuck on the bottom. Don't tell me that they don't know it. Their excuse of, "How are we supposed to know?" is just as fake as their education. You're gonna have to get together and start real classes at the library. Start teaching each other programming and the art, maybe with office wall projectors. Maybe music composition with LMMS and beat sequencers and piano rolls. You're gonna have to start learning for real, because fake education is not a good idea. It cannot go on. If you let schools cheat you out of real education instead of standing up for peace in dignity, you will be attacked and arrested by police. Probably while wealthy investors are toasting. And no, not your defeat, but that the world is finally going to crash to pieces. All of this must be beneath you. You should find it revolting and undignified, unladylike, ungentlemanly, filthy, anti-intellectual, anti-science. That world is not your world. That is a world of parasites and half-measures and pretenders and manipulators and liars. Your world is the brilliant world of the future, where everything makes sense in wisdom, where education works, where the future has a vision. In the large scheme of things, when you compress 4 billion years into something that we can grasp, in the last few moments we enter the Industrial Revolution and unleash pollution on the entire world. That is not a sustainable way towards anything. Old man Socrates did not go down making noise for you not to understand that he died to send you a clear message. The simplest way to turn you into a servant is to turn a nation into a plantation, so that no one is the wiser and all are equally poor. It is to poison with weakness, doubt, disbelief, fear, distrust, and mediocrity. But let me tell you something, child. There is nothing more terrifying than a teenager who stands up for her greatness. Who dares to grow all the way up until she becomes a great being with a monumental legacy to match, one that will permanently enhance humanity for the better, just like Socrates did. Child, I am about to ask you to learn a subject for the purpose of discovering what real education feels like so that you are done with all those manipulations and lies. Take it seriously. You need to see how complexity comes together, how it emerges a main line, a wild path forward. Where one moment you are in med school and the next breaking new grounds in astrobiology. Effective education is wild. It is out of control. It is free, unchained, unchecked. You got to get an instinct about effective education as soon as possible. I will leave you with just 2 words. Please, please hear me. Learn programming.